Hi, welcome back to our channel. Let us have a look at another PSLE questions. And this time on bar graph. So this graph over here is what we refer to as a bar graph. So let's see how we can solve this problem. Now, the graph shows the amount of money David saved from January to May. So in the horizontal axis, we have all the months, January to May. And the vertical axis, we have the amount of money. So let's have a look at the first question. Let's have a look at the first question. Hi, welcome back to our channel. Let us have a look at another PSLE question. So the graph shows the amount of money David saved from January to May. So over here, this is what we refer to as a, Hi, welcome back to our channel. This is Teacher Cedric. For today, let us look at bar graph. So in this graph shows the amount of money David saved from January to May. Let us have a closer look at this graph. In the horizontal axis, we have the month, January, all the way to May. And then in the vertical axis, we have the amount of money saved. And you can notice something strange, right? What happened to February? Well, there could be two reasons. One is that David saved no money, zero for February. Or another possibility could be there are some PSLE questions that you will have to draw out the bar yourself. And in order to understand which case is this, we'll have to look at the question. So let's see. In part A, how much money did David save all together from January to May? So what does that mean? Do we have to fill out February? No. That means for February, David saved no money, zero. In order to figure out the total amount from January to May, then we have to work out the money one by one. So let's see. Starting with January, what is the money saved? Well, we can look at the height of the bar. So over here, we can see that if I correspond this to the vertical axis, then there will be 20. Meaning that in January, David saved $20. And in February, zero. What about March? 100. Very good, 100. What about April? So this is slightly tricky because we see for April, does it correspond to 80? No, it is one interval below 80. So what do we need to do? We have to figure out what does one interval correspond to and how we can work out that. If we look at the vertical axis, we can see that how many intervals add up to 20? 5. So 5 intervals add up to 20, meaning that one interval is 4. I can simply take 20 divided by 5 to get 4. So now, knowing that one interval is 4, can I figure out the money for April? Yes. 80 minus an interval, minus 4, so that I get 76. How about May? You can pause the video now and work out the amount for May. Ready? The answer is 40 plus 4, because one interval above over here, which is going to be 44. So are we ready to work out the total? Yes. So for part A, I will simply take 20 plus 0 plus 100 plus 76 plus 44, which will give me the final answer of 240. So that's part A. Now moving on into part B. What is the average from January to May? Now, in order to work out the average, there are two things that we need to know. What are these two things? Total and the number of months. Do we know these two quantities? Yes. So we can solve question B very easily by simply taking the total divided by 5, so that I will get 48. So that's the average. Now moving on to part C, which I'll write over here. It says that David saved $75 in June. Now there's no June in the graph, so we can no longer refer back to the graph. And the amount saved increased, by 100% from June to July. And another 100% from July to August. How much money did David save in August? Now at this point, I believe a lot of students are simply going to take 75 times 3. But is that how we solve this one? Let's see. Let's break this down further. So starting with June to July, if I draw out the model for June, then this is 75 for June. And since it increased by 100%, meaning it doubles the amount for July, so for July, then it's going to be 2 times of 75, which is 150. 150. But now, when we want to work out the value for August, do I simply add in another 75? No. Now, this 100% from July to August corresponds to the amount of July. For July, what is the amount? 150. So, double 150, what we will get? We will get 300. So make sure you make clear sense of this. Now we are not going to take 75 times 3. We have to take 75 times 4, which is nothing but 150 times 2, and then we get 300. Because this 100 refers to the amount in July. So we have to double the amount from July. So the answer to part C is 300. And that's of part C. So the next time you see a bar graph, what I can suggest is that you can first label out the value of them. Because in most cases, you will have to work out all this value at the end. So you might as well just write them as you read through the questions. And then you're going to see how you can apply them in the questions. And then another thing that we learn is that whenever you see that there's a percentage, make sure you check what is the total amount that it is referring to. Don't make careless mistake like this. Okay? So that's question 6. Now, if you'd like to learn about our PSLE curriculum, you can join our study group by scanning this QR code. I'm Teacher Cedric, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.